I get it. It's bad enough that you need to know your own password, but then you have to reach for a phone or an app every time you type that in. Well, some people do say that. I've heard it in the past, even from some family members. And some of these people are the same ones that use the same passwords for everything. But there is a reason for the extra step some of you have to take. In this video, I will discuss why MFA is so important. First, what is MFA? Multi-Factor Authentication is what that means. Some will call it two-factor authentication or 2FA. It's practically though the same thing. When you use a service that's online, such as a store, a subscription, a social media account, a bank, so forth, you need to verify who you are, especially if you're using a bank or another website that has some really sensitive information. Now, there are a few ways to demonstrate that online. Something you know, think password, something you have, like a phone or authenticator app, and something you are, like biometrics such as a fingerprint or facial recognition. If you're an Apple person, think Face ID or Touch ID. Throughout the years, many websites have only employed one way of verifying your identity, what you know, a password. But as we have learned in the last decade or so, passwords are able to be found, either through data breaches by black hat hackers or by accident through some bad configuration on the website's end or their database. Now, people may even share passwords with others or just leave them on little notes around the office. All a threat actor would need is a username, sometimes an email address, and a password. That's it. They're in. Because of that, the password-only method isn't the best solution. You need to add at least another factor, a second factor, to prove who you are. This is where MFA comes in. At least a second way to authenticate your identity that's not something you know. That could be a text message you receive on your phone with a code. It could also be a code that's on an authenticator app such as Google's own app. It could also be a code sent to your email account. Now, if done properly, these codes only last a few minutes, with the authenticator's app's codes only lasting for just a few seconds. Just enough time to give the website or app the code after logging in with your password. Now, there is another way to MFA that's actually a little safer, a hardware key. Not every website or service uses this, but you could set it up to ask for a hardware key, such as a Yubico key, after using your password. All you need to do is insert the key into a USB port, for instance. A hardware key is safer because it's phishing resistant. Now, without getting too deep into the weeds, this is what I mean. Say you get a text from a random person from your favorite social media site. They say there's some issue with your account, and they need you to give them your username, password, or they may already have it, and then give them your code from either a separate text or authenticator app. And at that point, they have everything to get into your account. And if they respond fast enough, they now have access to the account. Now, these hardware keys just make it a little harder for that to succeed. Now, there's one thing to keep in mind, though. If you do get an MFA text or push and you did not recently try to log into that service, according to a recent story in Bleeping Computer, it's safe to assume your password has been compromised. If that happens, you should go to a browser, type in the website of the service, don't click on any links, log in, and change your password. Yes, MFA stopped the unauthorized login, but you still should change that password. Here's the point of all this. Using MFA can be annoying, another extra step that you have to do, but given that it's your account, especially if those that are email, banking, or other accounts that hold precious and sensitive information, these extra steps protect you to verify that the person on the other end of the computer or smartphone is really who they say they are. First, I want to thank you all for watching. If you have other topics you want me to discuss, if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. Also, be sure to like and subscribe if you're interested in this kind of stuff. It really helps get the video out there. Thank you again, and I'll see you all next time.